to Ready Set Demo from Elizabeth's Craft Room, and we're going to have a look at how to make this fun trug using the tropical leaf punch and the tropical leaf stamps from the online exclusives. I actually made this back in 2020 and we did it with the daffodils, which at the time of filming are still in the Stampin' Up catalogue. And I will drop a little picture in to show you that one. So you can do it with any stamps, but of course the tropical leaf are new and I wanted to play with my new toys, so I'm going to show you that. Hang on till the end and I will also give you the details of all the measurements for this. So let's start off with the base of the trug. This is 8 inches by 6 inches and it's scored at 1 3/4 inches all the way around. And we are going to go ahead and just cut out a little tiny slither where those score lines are. You're literally just kind of removing that score line. So we want the box to be, when it comes in, to be nice and straight. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 of those. And then again, we'll just take a tiny slither off those corners as well. You can see it's barely a 1/16 of an inch, but just angling in just a little bit there. It'll just make for a nice neat fold. So this is the base of our box and that is going to come in like so. So I'll glue this with Tombow multi-purpose. Give us a little bit of wiggle room. My Tombow is almost finished. Let's get a new Tombow. And pop that up. A little squeeze and there is the base of our little box. So this makes a really good Easter box. Say originally we did this with daffodils, which at the time of filming are still in the catalogue, so you could absolutely do that. Next we want the ends, the side pieces of our trug, or the end pieces of our trug. These are 3.5 by 2.5, and I've just marked on there 3/4 of an inch in from each side and 3/4 of an inch down from the top there. You could do this just in a pencil. I actually just did it on my trimmer and marked it with the score point. And then I'm going to cut those off, and then we've got 2 sides for our garden trug. So I'm wondering, as I'm filming this, do we call it a trug all over the world? Because I know some of you will be watching from the States and from Australia and from Canada, maybe from Europe as well. So do you call it a trug or a little garden basket or something else? We call it a trug. Right, okay, so that's that piece there. And then just to make it a little bit stronger, I've got a piece that divides it. Now, if you were going to put little cream eggs in there in the UK, or little mini Easter eggs or something, you might want to skip this step. But usually in a garden trug, they've got a divider that goes down the middle, sometimes more than one. And if you're putting smaller items in there, or you want to build up a little bit more with decoration, as we did with those daffodils, then having this centerpiece is maybe worthwhile. And this is 5.5 by 1 3/4, scored at 1/2 and 5, to make a little Z fold. And then we'll just put a tad of Tombow glue on each of those pieces and slide that into the middle. Give a little bit more strength to the the structure of the box as well. Just push that in and hold it. And there we go, there's our little divider piece in there. And then we want the handle. And the handle is a piece here that is 5.5 by 2.5. On the short side, we've scored every 1/2 inch. So 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2. And on the long side, we have scored at 1/2 inch and 5 inches. So what I'm going to do is fold this over along all of those scores. And then I'm going to just snip in on these little end scores. So again, the same, just taking out a tiny piece. If you like projects like this and would like to follow along with me, by all means, I would love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also go to Ready Set Demo, which is my blog where I post all sorts of projects and ideas, and Ready to Teach classes for my fellow demonstrators. Also down below you will find a link to my newsletter, and sometimes I send out exclusive projects or ideas for my newsletter readers, and particularly sometimes some ideas for building your Stampin' Up business. So do subscribe if you're a demonstrator, and I may be able to help you. Right, okay, so I'm going ahead now and gluing these pieces in. We looked when we did this originally at chopping some of them off, but actually found when we layered up all those 5 layers, it gave us a really nice strong end to our handle. I guess we're going to need to glue this in. We wanted that to be nice and firm and strong and flat. So my suggestion is that you're going to have one where you've got a double side where you've got the overlap. Put that one down first, bit of glue on there. Then the next one, bit of glue, then the next one, bit of glue, and that final one. And then we're just going to hold that until that starts to dry, so it's not popping out. There we go. And I'm going to just set this to one side to let that glue dry properly before we push it in to put it into the box. So let's look at a little bit of decoration that we can do. And it has to be with the tropical leaf. Well, it doesn't have to, but these new toys have just arrived on my desk, so why not? I've got 2 little basic white pieces here. Just bring in another bit of grid. These side panels, I originally, when I did them, we did them in green and we embossed them, and that's pretty as well. You can absolutely do that. But I thought we would do a little bit of stamping as I have new toys, as I say. So I'm using here I want a nice light colour because I'm going to put some of the darker ones over the top. I haven't decided quite which yet. And I'm just going to do some of these leaves randomly. Oh, that one. I've been using a returning colour. Have you still got the pretty peacock? If you have, let's do a stamp off and make that a little bit paler there for the pretty peacock. stamp off there. Oh, to make that very pale, and then a darker version. We'll do the same on this one. So it just gives us a little base for those. Oops. And these are going to glue onto the sides of the box. I think I'll put this one on first. Now these go right to the edge because, as I say, originally on my design, these were embossed panels. I think I'll put this way around, but you could make it a tad narrower if you wanted to do it as a kind of a layer rather than a embossed panel. And then we're going to add some leaves to this. So what I'm doing here, let's grab a little piece and I'll just stamp here with my garden green onto garden green. Nice and clean. And we'll take the layer. Whoops, the other piece there. Yeah, that's probably because I'm tone on tone here. That's not showing up brilliantly, but it does give it a little bit more texture in there. I think when I did this on the other one, I might have done it a little bit stamped off with the base. But there you go. Love this punch. Love this punch. Okay, so let's start putting some leaves on. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a few, first of all, in the middle. And this is quite a good idea for another good reason. If you have done the that piece in the middle, if you have done the divider there in the middle, it's easier to do your decor without the handle being in place, but just make sure you don't come down, you don't go up too high, which I absolutely have done that. I was just thinking it as I was doing it. So make sure you've still got room to fit your handle in and the leaf isn't going to press higher, and I'm going even lower on that one. There we go, if you see what I mean. So it's not actually going to snag on that handle at the top. And do another one there. There we go. And we'll put some more on the front. I'm obviously going to be covering up some of the stamping that we did directly on there, but I'll try and leave some of the white space. And I've done this in a mixture of colours. So we've got some Pretty Peacock returning colour soon. And we've got some of the stamping here I did in the soft sea foam. And if you wish, you can do the back. If you want to, you can also match up those pieces on the inside so that it doesn't matter which way round it is. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and do the back. I can always come in and pop those in afterwards if I want to. Also decorate the sides of the box if you want to too. Whoops. There we go. Sorry, that's going to have to, I'm going to have to do something different to that. It's not making me happy. How much do you fiddle around with things to get them just so? I'm happy with that. I like this side better though. So that's going to be the front. And then all I'm going to do here is put some Tombow glue onto these ends, which are now nice and firm. And I'm going to pop this in. So I'm going to do it from above so I can see that I've got, sorry if my hair is going in front of the camera. So I can see that I've got it in at both ends. And then also I can give it a little bit of pressure. As I press that down. And then if you want to, you can also do a little greeting. This is also from the Tropical Leaf set, and I've got ink on my finger. And let's do a little double oval punch. And I'll pop that down here at the bottom. Now another thing that's quite nice to put in here would be seeds for flowers, or little mini spring bulbs, or summer bulbs rather, that you would plant in the spring if you're giving this in the spring. And that's moved while I wasn't looking. Hadn't held that long enough. There we go. And there is our little garden trug. So I hope you liked that fun project. I've obviously given you the measurements as we've gone through, but if you would like a printable, if you're already on my Ready Set News demo newsletter list, you will already have had the link to that printable for the trug that you can also use in your classes. It's got no logos on it, so you can put your own logo on, or just use it non-logo, print it and use it to share with your customers if you are making this in class. If you're not on my newsletter list, just pop me an email down to liz.shannon@icloud.com and say Garden Trug on it, and I will pop you on my list and send over the measurements as well for you. So thanks very much for visiting Ready Set Demo from Elizabeth's Craft Room today. Happy stamping!